I'm crying at the super rich kids trend because that was me. I was that teenager. Growing up, I had very abusive parents, and no one believed me because we had money. Child services wouldn't even take me away, even though I begged them because we had money. I was covered. I would go to school covered in bruises that were put there by my mother. My mom said nothing happened. Nobody believed me because we had money. So it got to a point where I tried going to a homeless shelter and they took me in for a bit, and then people knew, like, oh no, she lives in this really nice neighborhood. Like, she's from this really nice neighborhood. She's not poor. She has no reason to be here. My parents were abusive. Yes, the fuck I did. The homeless shelter wouldn't take me. That's it. They said, if you want to stay here, we need to give your parents permission. Obviously, my parents aren't gonna fucking let me stay in a homeless shelter. My mom was very much about looking good. And so if she let me stay in a homeless shelter, it would make her look bad. Also, another thing about looking good, my mom gave me one meal a day and I had to purge it up because nobody likes a fat girl. So I was forced in eating. I had an eating disorder forced onto me. I was beaten every day. Both my mom and my dad were just very mentally and emotionally manipulative. I chose to sleep on the streets. Sleeping on the streets was the best decision I ever made. Getting away from my parents was the best decision I ever made. Child services wouldn't help me. Nobody helped me. Eventually, the cops kept showing up, kept looking for me, trying to get me back to my parents. And anytime I go back, I just run away again. It wasn't until I attempted to end my life, and then ended up in the psych ward, that child services went, okay, I guess we'll do something about it. But they were very reluctant. But I had to go through drastic measures. Even though I would show up with bruises, people would see me with bruises on my body, and they wouldn't believe that my mother did it. Why? Because she's rich. So now that I'm seeing this like super rich kids trend and all these kids showing, yeah, we're rich, but we're fucking horrible. Like, we're mentally horrible. I see you. I feel you. I was you. And trust me, being poor and happy is a million times better than being rich and depressed. Being homeless was the best decision I ever made. I have my own apartment now, but being homeless, choosing to be homeless, was the best decision I ever made. It was better for my mental